know, may I just have a personal note here with you just for a second? I have to apologize for you. I'm in a bad mood today. I don't know why. I think I'm really hacked off at a lot of the stuff that's happening today, and nobody seems to really care, at least the people who can actually do something about it, and I apologize if I've been a little cranky today. Michelle Malkin is here. She's a syndicated columnist and Fox News contributor, and this is one of the stories that really kind of pushed me over the edge, because this is a bubbling cauldron, Michelle, and nobody is really understanding. You know, Putin said today, and I've been saying this for 4 years, a perfect storm is forming right and headed right towards us. Putin said today it's a perfect storm. We have Mexico on the verge of collapse. And who's in control? You want to share some of the stuff here, Michelle, on what's going on in Mexico with who's in control?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Glenn, you don't have to apologize for being hacked off, and I hope you stay that way, because too many people in this country are apathetic, not only with what's going on economically and in Washington, but certainly on our southern border. And people who have lived there, who have felt it, who've been victimized by it for years and years and years, understand what's going on. And I'm glad that you are letting people know the gravity of the situation. You've got Mexican drug cartels that have insinuated themselves into the highest levels, unfortunately, of the Mexican government, and at all levels, local, state, and federal there, who have been subsidized in large part with American tax dollars, and now are threatening the security not only of the people of Mexico, but of course people across the border. And you know, you'll see these stories, they'll pop up every once in a while in the headlines, and people look at them and go, oh, another 10 headless bodies showing up in Nuevo Laredo or in Sinaloa. You've got an anti-kidnapping expert, one of the most renowned ones here in the country, who was just kidnapped, disappeared. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody seems to care. We have 70 Americans that are still missing. Well, I should say most of them are still missing, and nobody has any idea where these people are. Tomorrow I'm going to do a whole block on Mexico, but I want you to tie it in to, we are talking now about the possible collapse, and it is something real. This isn't crazy talk. That Mexico, because of the economy, remittances are down, people aren't working here, illegal immigrants are going back home. The number 2 engine of the Mexican economy is remittances, people here sending their money back to Mexico. That's dried up, tourism is dried up, and we're looking at the possible collapse of Mexico. Now, if I war game this, Michelle, I think, okay, that opens up Venezuela, that opens up Russia to go ahead and put and fund people who are not friendly to the United States, communists, really bad revolutionaries down there. Plus, you have the drug lords, which we just armed and trained. Can you explain that? Sure. The Zetas in the 1990s were a paramilitary force that we helped train, and now, of course, it's coming to bite back Mexico in the backside, because these are the very people who are now threatening peaceful citizens and wreaking havoc and terrorism across the border and across the country there. It's really a toxic stew. I think what you're getting at, Glenn, is exactly right, that you've got despair, discontent, and then on top of that, of course, the national security threat. At the end of last year, the Department of Homeland Security and our intelligence officers under the Bush administration warned that Mexico poses a huge national security threat to us, because, of course, these cartels will deal with anybody. And our intelligence officers have been saying since the September 11th attacks that many of these gangs could be collaborating with groups like Al-Qaeda and other jihadists to bring other dangerous people across the border to do God knows what. Yeah, how long before we're being told that we have to bail out Mexico because they're too big to fail, and if they do fail, we are in big, big trouble. We will have more on this tomorrow. Michelle, I appreciate your reporting. Thanks so much for being with us.
I'm not a crook.